What's up, everybody? You are tuning into the Deswick Bonds. What do we call this? Exclusive now YouTube channel. So many people have asked and requested this video, so I figured why not give you all a comprehensive breakdown tutorial of how to obtain your 501c3 status as a nonprofit organization. Tax exempt. Let's get into it. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to go to the only website that you can obtain your tax exempt status. And that's pay.gov. So I'm going to share my screen and then let's get into it. All right. So as we share our screen now, we're going to go to pay.gov. So it's easy. Let's start fresh, right? www.pay.gov.com. Oh, I did it wrong. Pay.gov. Sorry. But now it's still going to pay. Pay.gov, not .com, not any of that. It's just going to be pay.gov. Pay.gov is the only way that you can obtain your 501c3 status online. Of course, you can go to the irs.gov website. IRS is going to send you to this webpage, okay? And then you're going to scroll down. So pay.gov, let me give you a brief synopsis of what is pay.gov. Pay.gov is a secure way to pay U.S. federal government fees and many different things, right? For small business administratives, Department of U.S. Veterans Affairs, Social Security Administration. You can repay your Social Security overpayment, loan payments. You can, as you can see on here, defense, finance and accounting services, many different things. But what we are here today, of course, you pay fines and violations and penalty fees. You can make a donation or contributions, many different things, right? But what we are here today is for this form right here, this form. And by the way, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel if you would like to receive more information. And of course, as always, I have to get used to saying this. If you are receiving this information and you love what you are receiving, be sure to make a donation to our Cash App, $ All Things Des. Be sure to follow me across all platforms, All Things Des as well. And there we have it, right at the bottom. And for my nonprofit organization, my nonprofit leaders, join our Facebook group, our free Facebook community group. It's 501c3 Support and Network Community Group on Facebook, right there below your screen. Also, be sure to subscribe and be sure to, hey, make a $25 donation a day. I'm doing this from the kindness of my heart. It's been requested a lot. And listen, I want to help. Also, as I mentioned, be sure to follow across all social media platforms that I'm available. That's Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, everything that you can possibly think of, except X, formerly known as Twitter, and TikTok. I don't see myself ever getting on those platforms as of right now. But hey, back to what I was saying here, pay.gov. What we're looking at now is we want to make sure that we go to the apply for IRS 1023 easy form. We want to go to this category, Internal Revenue Service. We're going to go all the way down and we're going to click apply right here. And so basically what it says is, do you need to apply for a tax exemption under section 501c3? That's the nonprofit, it's for nonprofit organizations of the Internal Revenue Code. And we're going to click yes, so click apply here. Now it's going to take us to this screen of where you have the option to sign in and many different things. So let's go in order here, right? So this is the streamlined application for recognition of exemption under section 501c3. And so what it says is eligible organizations file this form to apply for recognition of exemption from federal income tax under 501c3. Notice you may experience issues with saving a form and accessing it later. If this occurs, you will need to complete the form again. We apologize, blah, 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 for this inconvenience this may have caused. Great. It says you must complete the form 1023, easy eligibility worksheet and the instructions for form 1023. I'm only going ahead because I am going to assume that you have already requested and you have already went over this information. In another video, I will be sure to go over that as well to determine if you are eligible to file form 1023. If you're not eligible to file form 1023 easy, you must file 1023 to obtain recognition under exemption under section 501c3. See our instructions. Yes. Do not enter a social security SS number on the form. The organization must have a employee identification number. In another video, I'll be able to go over that as well. But for now, we're going to go to the most requested, how to obtain a tax exempt status. All right. It says you might find the following additional information useful when applying for recognition under the tax exempt status under 501c3, publication 557, publication 4220, stay exempt i.irs.gov, charities and nonprofit pages on irs.gov. Then it has a category and more valuable information after you submit your application. For information on the status of your application, you can go to where is my application page on irs.gov. If you submitted your application before the date indicated in the chart and you have not been contacted, you can call the toll-free customer service number Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. local time at 877-829-5500 to check on the status. You will need the following information when calling: your name, your EIN number, that's your employer identification number. And once again, in a separate video, I will go over how to obtain your free EIN number for your organization, for yourself, or for your business. Right? There's separate payments on how to, when you are obtaining this application, is they can accept bank account and debit or credit card. There is a fee. We'll get to that in a minute. But it says you must be signed in to submit this form. If you do not have an assistant, you have the option to create an account on the sign-in page. Preview the form. And so we're going to have the option to, let's have the option to preview this form, okay? Let's preview all of the information that's going to be requested on this form, okay? I think this is going to be vitally important. Let's do this for a second. We're going to share our screen here to view the form, to give you a breakdown and synopsis of what the form will look like, the information that is going to be requested and required for you. Okay, let's share our screen here. Share screen. Okay. So this is the form, right? This is the streamlined application that you are more than welcome to print out and mail into the IRS. Okay. So this is what it's going to look like in print form. And we're going to go over the process for the online application form as well. Same process, same questions, same requirements. It says check this box to attest that you have completed the 1023 Easy eligibility worksheet and the current instructions. Are you eligible? It says have your annual gross receipts exceeded 50,000 in any of the past 3 years, and or do you project that your annual gross receipts will exceed 50,000 the next 3 years? If so, do not file Form 1023. You're going to click yes, or you're going to click no. Do you have total assets, the fair market value of which is in excess of 250,000? If yes, click yes. No, you're going to check off no. This is the information that's going to be requested. Full name of the organization, your name of the 501c3, care name, another name that it may go by, maybe short name or whatever the case may be. Mailing address, city, state, zip code, employee ID. There's an EIN number. Month, tax year ends, whether it's January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. You're going to include that. Person to contact and for more information is needed. Contact, that's going to be maybe the executive director, yourself, let's say CEO, executive director, whatever you call yourself, maybe someone else, or you more than welcome to put your information down. List the names, titles, and mailing addresses of your officers, directors, and trustees. If you have more than 5, see instructions. The last time I checked, you had to have a minimum of 3, either office director and a trustee. And if I'm not mistaken, it can't be the same individuals, but we'll go over there on another individual. Be sure to comment as well. If this video, the information being shared, it's valuable. Then you're going to list all of their first, last names and titles, city and states, street address, mailing, whatever the case may be. Then you're going to include your organization's website, if applicable. Then your organization's email address. Then your organizational structure. Is it a corporation? Is it an unincorporated association? Is it a trust? Then check this box to attest that you have the organizing document necessary. Date incorporated, if a corporational form, if other than a corporation, you're going to enter the date that it was legally established, state of the incorporation or other formation. Section 501c3 requires that your organizing document must limit your purposes to one or more exempt purposes once within Section 501c3. Check this box, blah, blah, blah. 6, Section 501c3 requires that your organizing document must not expressly empower you to engage otherwise than as an insubstantial part of your activities that in themselves are not in furtherance of one or more exempt purposes. Check this box. Section 7, 501c3, and I'm going to blow this up just so you can see this. Okay. I want you to see this. So I'm going to remove myself for a second, but I want you to see this. This is important. Move myself from the stage. Give me a second. Okay. We're going off the kinks here. My goodness. I want to give you all the full view. Okay. Well, I'm having trouble doing that. So, okay, we're going to continue, right? And as I mentioned, be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channels and in particular this playlist. I want to be able to help you. Let me close this down. I want to be able to help you obtain the information that is required so your organization can succeed. And so, whether it's a 501c3, whether it's grants, whether it's how to write an official grant, whatever the case may be, subscribe to this channel so that you can receive all the valuable information that is required and requested of you so that you can grow. Okay. I want to take as much time as needed. And this playlist, this particular playlist for the 501c3 support playlist is designed for that. So turn your notifications on. As I mentioned, be sure to join our free Facebook community, 501c3 support and network group. Click it in the bio as well, because I don't want you to miss information. We go a little further in that group and in regards to growing our nonprofits, obtaining funding, whatever the case may be. We take as much time as we need, but I felt like why not take things a little further, correct? So let's put this information worldwide. But I also want you to join so you will be able to receive the support that's needed and also network with other like-minded individuals and other nonprofit leaders as well. As I mentioned, be sure to donate to the platform. I said all that. Let's get right back into it. So pay.gov again, going right to this form, we'll pick up where we left off. It says to briefly describe the organization's mission. So this is where you're going to include your mission statement or most significant activities. You only have a limit of 20 characters, right? So if you have over 20 characters, summarize it or include the first three of your mission statement, okay? Because I'm going to tell you, they will deny your application if you do not provide substantial information regarding your nonprofit. And, working with previous organizations and startup nonprofits, I have seen it firsthand. I have heard the horror stories surrounding it. If you are a church, you just can't put "we are a church." They're going to deny it. They are going to deny it. And so I want you to uh, receive that information. I want you to receive your 501c3 status, your tax-exempt status. Okay? So put as much information as you can, up to 250 characters, describing your mission, your nonprofit mission. Whether you are a church, whether you are a charitable organization, whether you are, whatever the case may be, if you are a nonprofit, describe your mission in detail, up to 250 characters. Okay? Then, two, you're going to enter the appropriate three-character NTEE code that best describes your activities. If you don't know what that is, Google what codes you are. Okay? Google it. Find your NTEE code. You can just Google it. Okay? If I were you, I would go on Google. Let's do it together. NTEE codes for nonprofits. And I'm going to pull it up for you. Let's do it together. Because I think this is important, and so many people miss out on this, right? And so, where do you find your code? I'm going to show you. where you find your code. And excuse me, my allergies are really messing with me at this time. So you might see me, you know, wipe my nose a little bit. It ain't gonna dig in online, but you're gonna see. Okay? And so NTEE code, um, which stands for, of course, I'm sorry, the National Taxonomy of Exempt Entities. You can go to nccs.urban.org. Okay, let's let's go up the screen to find your code. Okay, let's do this for a second. Let's find your NTEE code. I'm going to share my screen on how you can obtain that. Let's do this together. And I'm doing a step by step because I want you to get this. I don't want you to lack any information that's required of you to obtain your tax exempt status. It's not hard, but the language of nonprofits, it's easy. You have to speak it up. You have to know the language. So that's why sometimes you're going to need to Google some words. That's why sometimes you're going to need to have a dictionary. It's important because you are now entering into a whole new sector or world that you may or may not know. And so, you can find your code at, once again, Urban Institute. And so find your NTE code, structured NTE, and there you'll be able to find your code. Full list of NTE codes down at the bottom. I want you to get this. We're not in a rush to just to run through anything. So of course you have full range and full authority to skip, go back if I'm talking too fast or whatever the case may be. NTE code for fundraising and fund distribution. Organizations that raise and distribute funds for multiple organizations for arts, cultures, humanity. Okay. A12. Okay. Folk arts education, arts and humanities, community celebrations, organizations that are engaged in the promotion, production, or performance of community and public celebratory events, media and communication, film. If you are a, 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 a religious organization, there is no reason why you should be applying for anything other than the code that you are in. Okay? Just because you have a web service online does not mean that you qualify for film and video. You will be denied. You will be denied. Music, bands and assemblies, art services, fundraising and fund distribution. Okay? Charter schools, junior colleges, educational services, parent teacher groups. Find your code. Be sure to read what each code identify as. Okay, that's important. Be sure to read what each code identify as. If you're like me, you try to be, you like to cut down on tasks. You don't have the time to scroll through all of this. So click Control and find. Control F. Religious. We're going to type in religious. Okay. Comparative religion. Religious. I spelled religious wrong. Religious. Okay. Fairs during religious and many categories. Youth development, religious leadership, organizations like Youth for Christ, Campus Crusade for Christ, and liberal religious youth. Okay. If you identify as that, type in that's a 055, 055. Okay. Let's say you identify as international human rights, private grant making foundations, public foundations. What else do we have? Christianity, religious organizations that provide opportunities for people to satisfy their inner needs and enhance their spiritual growth through organized worship or through other devotional activities. If you identify as that, X20. Okay. That's many of my clients. X20. Find your code. Okay. Christianity. Find it. It matters. Okay. And so I'm going to stop sharing my screen now and continue with the tax exempt application. Sorry, it took me a while. I had a brain freeze. Okay, let's continue on with this print application. Okay, now we find our code X22055 or 055. I keep saying 0, I'm sorry. We're going to go to 3. To qualify for exemption as a Section 501c3 organization, you must be organized and operated exclusively to further one or more of the following purposes. So that means that you can check one or more boxes that your nonprofit or 501c3 organization qualify as. You don't have to check just one. You can check multiple, whichever one that your organization qualifies as. Okay. By checking this box or boxes below, you attest that you are organized and operated exclusively to further the purposes indicated. Check are the following. If you are a charitable organization, check right there. If you're a charitable and scientific organization, check right there. And I'll go through the definitions as well. The false national or international amateur sports competition. If you are a religious organization, check right there. Literary organization, educational, testing for public safety, prevention for cruelty to children or animals, check. Then let's go on to 4. To qualify for exemption, and I want to make this a little larger as well, just so you can see. To qualify for exemption as a 501c3 organization, you must refrain from supporting or opposing candidates and political campaigns in any way. I have seen people lose their 501c3 tax exempt status because they have publicly or privately supported a political candidate. That means that your organization cannot give monetary or unmonetary support or donations to that political candidate. You will lose it. Okay. And I don't know if I have to research this. You may or may not get fined for it. Anyway, you must ensure that your net earnings do not adhere in a whole or in part to the benefit of private shareholders or individuals, that is, board, officers, key management employees, or other ancillaries. Not further, non-exempt purposes, such as purposes that benefit private interests. Okay. Not be organized or operated for the primary purpose of conducting a trade or business that is not related to your exempt purposes. Not devote more than a substantial part of your activities attempted to influence legislation. Basically, to make a long story short, you cannot have any type of influence in the political sector. You can't support them, you can't give to them, and you can't try to influence them. Okay? Not provide commercial type insurance as a substantial part of your activities. Okay? Check this box to attest that you have not conducted and will not conduct activities that will violate these prohibitions and restrictions. Do you or will you attempt to influence legislation? If yes, consider filing Form 5768. If you don't have any will, or if your organization does not have any mission to influence it, you're good. Continue no. If you do, consider filing Form 5768. We'll go over that in another video. Do you or will you pay compensation to any of your officers, directors, or trustees? Refer to the instructions for a definition of compensation. Yes or no? It's a simple question. It's a simple yes or no. Okay. Will your directors or officers or trustees be getting paid? Do you or will you donate funds to pay expenses for individuals? Yes or no? Do you or will you conduct activities or provide grants or other assistance to individual organizations outside of the U.S.? Yes or no? Do you or will you engage in financial transactions? Do you or will you have unrelated gross income of $1,000 or more during tax year? Do you or will you operate bingo or other gaming activities? Will you gamble? Okay. Do you or will you provide disaster relief? Okay. Yes or no? Let's continue. Sorry. This part is designed to classify you as an organization that is either a private foundation or a public charity. Public charity status is a more favorable tax status than private foundation status. Are you applying for recognition as a church? Yes or no? School? Yes or no? Or hospital? If yes, stop. Do not file Form 1023-EZ. If you qualify for public charity status, check the appropriate box 2A, 2C below and skip. Okay. Reinstatement after automatic revocation. Complete this form. So if you are in any way, your tax-exempt status has been revoked, you want to fill that out. Check the boxes, right? Simple. Okay. We're going to stop sharing and go through the website. Now that we got that out of the way, I really hope you are enjoying the information that is being shared. If for any way, if you have any other questions, be sure to post them in the comments or share them in our free Facebook community group for 501c3 organizations, which is information is down below. Okay, 501c3 support and network group on Facebook, social media. Okay, excuse me. And also be sure to donate to this platform. Cash out all things jazz. So we're going to share our screen here. Continue to the form. So create your account. Once you have created your account, sign in. Pay.gov gives you more control. Sign in or create your account. For many of you, you're probably going to be creating an account. This is what it will look like. You can use your login.gov information or ID me. Okay. You're going to create an account if you don't have one. And then you're going to go back and you're going to sign in. And so, once again, that's how you're going to obtain your 501c3 tax exempt status as a nonprofit organization. Okay. Hopefully, I've done something or said something that will help you grow your mission so that you can get out here and change lives and change our communities. Once again, if this is touching your life in any way, be sure to donate to this platform or cash out. We do have other financial institutions that we prefer, provide and provide it sometime. Be sure to donate to our Be sure to join our free Facebook community 501c3 supporting network group on Facebook. And be sure to follow me on all social media platforms that are listed below. I love y'all. Tune in to the next video. Subscribe to this platform if you have heard something or I have done something that has helped you learn something for your nonprofit today. Okay? Let me know in the comment section if this information was valuable to you. And let's go further in life. I love you.